Goal of this workshop is to really help listeners understand a little bit about the opportunities and the careers in tech support today. So my name is Lori Carey, and I am the CEO of Nebula Academy and the founder and executive director for We Connect the Dots. And I'll talk a little bit about the organizations in a bit, but I wanted to set everybody's expectations of what we're going to be covering in the next 30 plus minutes maybe, and so that everybody has a clear understanding of what they're watching on this video. So the workshop is going to cover the following. We'll do introductions, which I'm doing now. We'll do a why career in tech. It's because it's really, why would you be interested in this? Why help desk support? Who would be a good fit for those types of roles? What are the potential paths to tech support careers? And where can you take it once you get into those career paths? And what services can we provide to begin your tech sales career if that's something you choose to explore. So a little bit about us. Nebula Academy is a social enterprise. We provide really intensive learning programs that are in a bootcamp style. So if you've ever heard the term bootcamp, it's really about taking the traditional education that we might get from a college degree and taking all the fluff out and putting the skill sets right there in a very immersive, accelerated type program. So our boot camps are all typically 3 months long, about 20 weeks on average. And what they do is they cover an immersive experience where you're getting all kinds of hands-on experiences and learning these tech skills and real-world application of those skills. We Connect the Dots is our not-for-profit organization. That organization and that partnerships between the two organizations help us empower students from underserved populations and low-income communities who might not be able to afford a program like ours. They can come in through scholarships. And both the organizations work together synergistically to empower adults through teaching programs and through our scholarships, through our not-for-profit, to really help communities and all the partners that we work with in businesses to build capacity in these growing careers and this tech economy. And that's really the focus of the two organizations. We are very focused on tech. Wanted to highlight some salaries just to give you an idea from a tech world, what kind of earnings are there. And this is entry level I'm going to be talking about here in these statistics that you're seeing. So these are the national average salary for entry level tech roles is typically about $45K, and that compares to the average entry level jobs is about $41,000. So just a little bit higher because it's an entry level, right? But what the exciting opportunity with it is it has a fast growth pace from a typical average entry-level position. So the field is, really exponentially growing, and because of that, we have more opportunities to expand and build our capacity. And what I love about tech is that there's no ceiling. You can learn as much as you want, and the information is out there to you. What we do as an organization is teach you how to find that information and teach you how to learn new concepts so that when you leave our programs, you can go out and pick up any type of technology and understand it and apply it into your skill sets. Okay, and so I've got a couple listed here of the salary tech roles that, the typical support specialist might be at $54,000, where a field service tech might be $46,000. Again, it varies and it's all over the map depending on the size of the company that you go work for, but they are pretty typically $45K and up. What are some of the skills that you have to have to get into these types of roles? Really strong communication skills. We're seeing that more and more today. And that's what, with COVID and the pandemic, and doing what we're doing right now, the ability to be able to be on virtual calls and communicate with people through these collaborative platforms. We use Microsoft Teams to do our training programs in. And so because of that, all of our students get the byproduct of that is all of our students get really phenomenal skill sets of how to use these collaborative platforms, and they are transferable skills so that you can use any platform once you've used the ones with us. So strong communication skills, critical thinking skills, being able to really pick apart information, to be able to look at yourself critically and how you're thinking about a problem and solving it. And then, of course, the problem solving skills themselves. And we do a lot of activities and team building work to build the communication skills, to build the critical thinking skills and the problem solving skills. And then, of course, presentation skills. You'll have lots of opportunities to build that capacity as well, because you might have to present to a users group or an audience in the company that you're working for on a new product, or teaching them how to use a new technology, or supporting them with a new upgrade to systems. There's all kinds of things in today's world in the tech that you might have to present to. And you also have to help a user through a troubleshooting an issue. You have to be able to communicate well with them and maybe share screens and things like that with them as part of your job. Microsoft Office 365 is like the #1 skill set to learn today. Many students or people that we have come into our programs understand how to use some of the Google consumer products, but learn to use the enterprise products like Office 365 is key. And one of those is the Teams collaboration platform. And part of our courses, you get to learn all the other tools and resources that are part of that product suite as well, which is will help differentiate you in job career opportunities. AWS or Azure Cloud Foundational Knowledge is something you need to go into today's tech world. Amazon Web Services is what AWS stands for, if you're not familiar with that. And then Azure Cloud Foundations is the Microsoft version of that. So Amazon has its cloud version, Microsoft has their cloud version. There are other ones out there, but these are the two top ones that you'll see most likely in tech companies or businesses who are using these platforms, and you're being hired as a technical resource to support it. So our programs integrate that learning knowledge into them. Understanding of networking concepts, protocols, security-based best practices, how to be a good digital citizen is really what you need to know to go into a tech role, because you'll be setting the model for anybody you're supporting. And then if you don't understand it and you can't help them, then you're not as effective in your job. So it's important to have those foundational concepts and understanding, how the internet works and how a computer works. The next one is knowledge of security fundamentals, such as authentication, authorization, firewalls. What do those things mean? What are they? How do they impact the users? How do they impact me as a service person working in the tech field? All those aspects. A fundamental understanding of databases and techniques and technologies in the databases. So, you might be supporting various different types of databases where the company you are supporting from a tech role, and you don't, if you don't understand how a database works or what foundation it is built on, you can't really support it well. So learning to understand the different types of databases and what might be used out there in businesses will help you to acclimate and to have, again, those transferable skills into anything that they're using. It's understanding the basic knowledge and then applying it to different scenarios. And we help students understand different aspects of what you might be asked to support in the industry. And then the last one is understanding a professional information technology working environment. What is it like to be there? And that's the communication skills, the collaboration tools, the project management, the presentation skills, and the project reporting. What goes on in a professional environment, and what do I need to do to fit into that, right? I wanted to kind of give you an idea of the career path potential, because what I love about the tech support particularly is that it has the opportunity to really take yourself to a really high paying or position, depending on the company that you're working for. And so I have some real basic examples in here of how that stretch might happen. And this, if you looked at this timeline, this might be a 10-year career, it might be a 15-year career, it might be a 20-year career. It depends on you. It depends on how aggressive you are in your field and what your goals are and how you can take that to that level. But you certainly can go from 0 to 10 to in this case here in 10 years and get to that 150K very easily. And with some folks, it might take them longer. And so the entry level would be that 45K. You might then go into a customer service representative role, or you might go into that as an entry level role. It could vary here. You might, and I'm going to cover each of these first few in a couple slides, and I'll talk about each of what that is, what's a customer service rep do, what's a customer success manager do, and so on. But these are some examples of how you might climb that ladder in a tech opportunity or tech career. So let's talk a little bit about entry level. What's a day in the life? What might you do? You might help make configuration changes, depending on the systems that you're working on. You might be documenting system information or changes. You might be supporting customers and or internal staff, depending on what role you're in. Are you external facing? Are you internal facing? What's your role responsibilities? And then you might do website support, again, depending on the type of systems you're supporting. A small company, you might be doing that. A large company, you may not. Email support, again, small company, you might. Large company, you may not. Administrative support will vary. Again, small company, you definitely would. And a large company, you might not do that initially. So deleting users, assigning roles or authorizations to users is a typical thing that you might do in a support role. And then desktop support, you might be supporting the users, you might be supporting customers. Again, that's where we're going to kind of take it to these other types of roles that I'll share in a minute, because it's usually typically that internal facing and external facing. Desktop support, again, you might be supporting the users with, helping them, remote desktop to their computers, walking them through stuff, showing them stuff, fixing things, applying patches, updates, all of those types of things are potential for an entry-level position. And then end user training it varies. Again, small company, you might do that. Large company, you might not. And then onboarding users into systems, either internal systems or customer systems, depending on whether you're an internal facing role or an external facing role. And of course, again, whether it's a big company or a small company. Customer service representative. This is somebody who is typically customer facing. They're going to provide customer support. They might do systems documentation. They might do customer documentation, because those are different, right? There might be systems documentation that you're using internally and that your customers use. And there might be customer systems that you're supporting and you're documenting that as well. You might be doing escalation support. You might be that first line of support, and you might be escalating it to another level team when it exceeds your knowledge base or your capabilities or your ability to get into systems to correct things. That's where that escalation would come in. And then you might be supporting sales, a sales team from a technical role. That might be something you do from a customer service representative role in tech today. And again, there's customer service representative roles across all the industries. We're referring to the technical type customer service roles. Then there's the customer success manager. This one's growing. So this might be again, this is a growing role right now because of the online products and systems that are out today from a technical perspective. A lot of these software as services or platform as services out there. If you're in a tech role and you're a customer success manager, you might be that person who is really helping the customer see the value of the product, and your job is to ensure that they see the value and they use it and they continue to use it. You're going to be responsible maybe for product support, enhancing documentation to make sure it's clear. Customers might giving you feedback, and you might go in and say, it would be nice if we had this in our documentation, and you'll modify it. Customer support from direct, interaction with the products. Escalation of support, similar to the customer relationship person. This, you might be doing escalating it to another team because, again, it's out of your knowledge base and you have to escalate it to somebody else to address that. And then, of course, you might be handling a support staff or sales team that you have to work with so that when they are selling to the customer and the customer has questions that are technical related, they might include you in that conversation and ask you to be a part of those meetings to help the customer understand the features or functionalities of the product. That's what a customer success manager does. But in today's world, this is a growing opportunity of this. There's more and more of these jobs out there, and they're becoming more popular. And it is because you need somebody who's got both a good communication skills and also technical skills. So they like working, interacting with people, and they also have really good tech. They're kind of geeky. They like tech skills. They like to learn more about tech, and they can bring great value to ensuring the customer really knows the product well and understands the product well. And if they're doing that, that means they're still using your product, and your company is growing because more customers are using it, and you're keeping that customer retention. And you might have metrics that you have to meet for customer retention, part of your job responsibility. So I want to kind of transition now into what we offer to help you take those steps to get into a tech role. So we have a number of programs, and they vary based on your interest. Our model for our application is a 3-phase process. You apply, you do an assessment, and then you do an interview. That interview is done virtually today because of COVID. And in that process, what we try to understand is what someone's capabilities are today and what their aspirations are. And we want to understand, are they looking to be a software engineer and a software developer, a full stack web developer? Are they looking to be somebody in the support role for a tech support role? Or are they looking to be somebody in a tech sales role? So we offer all 3 of those types of programs. But today's program, we're really focusing on that help desk support role. So all of our programs integrate both soft skills and technical skills. So we do a lot of team building, a lot of understanding how your brain works, how the learning process takes place, so that we can help people overcome their thinking about whether they think they could accomplish a goal of being in these fields or not. We want to motivate you, inspire you, and help you see that you can do these things, and that these are jobs that are definitely attainable if you have the right mindset to move forward with them. And so part of that training includes teaching everyone about growth mindset, doing a lot of team building activities, and getting everybody working well together, because you'll have to do that when you get a job. You'll be working collaboratively with other people, and building that capacity to work well with others is critical. It'll give you great confidence and when you're in the interview and talking about how you work well with other people, because employers today are looking for that. They're looking for people who are confident, that they can work with other team members, and that they fit into their culture of the business. We offer a number of different certification opportunities for our programs. We do CompTIA. We're an authorized CompTIA partner. We're a Microsoft Imagine Academy authorized testing center, so you can take exams through us. And then we're also an Amazon Education Academy, so you can get certifications for that as well. And we integrate all of our certifications into our content. So for example, for a help support or tech support role in our programs, we integrate some CompTIA, some AWS, and some Microsoft certification options in there for participants to take. And we believe that that's one of the big differentiator for us is the soft skills and the certifications blended in with the tech skills, because a lot of programs don't offer that full, encompassing aspect of it. And then, of course, the resume building and the mock interviews to prepare and build confidence in going after a job, as well as preparing your, LinkedIn profile, getting your resume ready, and doing that job search after you finish the program, and including getting you into potential apprenticeships or directly into the workforce. All of our outcomes are measured. We're very big on research. We do pre and post assessments, and we assess our students ongoing. We do career assessments to see what culture you might be a good fit in. We use Career Leader. It's a high-end resource tool that's used by major companies, including Microsoft, Yale University, Penn University. There's a lot of large corporations and universities that use it to help people evaluate their career paths and where they want to go. And we incorporate that into our programs as part of our package. And we also incorporate other assessments too. We do a social, emotional assessment around psychological safety, and we use that outcome or those reports to help you become more self-aware of what might trigger you and how to manage those triggers, both from strategies as well as everyday health for yourself as well, and in these type of job roles. This is just a quick visual of how the process works to get into one of our programs. Again, there's an application process where you'll get vetted through that application process through 3 phases. Once you're selected and you pick the bootcamp that best fits you, where you want to go and where you imagine yourself being, then we integrate, and you take the course. You're integrated with your certifications. You take a certification exam. We've just started doing a certification day where everybody in the class is taking the test at the same time, so we can make sure we get those who procrastinate and maybe don't finish their test are going to kind of be put into a mode where you're going to have to take the exam, and we're going to support you to be successful in passing it. And I think that's really valuable for our participants. And then our goal is to get candidates right into the workforce from the graduation or into an apprenticeship, a paid-for apprenticeship program, or again into a hired employee. And then either way, we're basically at the end of that apprenticeship. If you're in an apprenticeship program, we're doing the evaluation with the employer, looking to kind of move you from apprenticeship into a full-time position or a hired position versus apprenticeship status. Our upcoming class schedule, we use this model of V versions so you can tell how many times we've delivered these programs. The help desk and the tech sales are new programs. We designed these programs based out of our experience doing our software engineering bootcamp programs for full stack web development, and seeing that not everybody wants to be a software developer. There are lots of different opportunities and different levels of entry into the tech fields, and certainly tech sales is a great one, and so is help desk or tech support role opportunities. So we have these programs ongoing throughout the year. And this shows you our help desk support program starts May 10th and runs through the end of August. And upon graduation, you'll have a certification or multiple certifications potentially based on you, but at least one. We want our graduates to at least graduate with one certification, and we encourage them to continue that path of earning certifications, because certifications will increase your salary year over year as you do that. That's a pretty common occurrence in the industry today. Sales position that we have as well, and then of course our software engineering bootcamp. So we have 3 programs that we're offering right now. We do also offer a tech skills program, and that's really designed to help support those who maybe don't have the capacity to step into an immersive boot camp, and they need to kind of get their skills set at a enhanced a little bit first and then come into the boot camps. That's for people who don't really have or aren't really good at using a computer today. But those who know how to use a computer proficiently will have no problem coming into a tech sales boot camp or a tech support boot camp. I'll give you some scenarios of why I'm really excited about the tech sales, because they're just the commission levels and the base salaries out there today are extremely high, and it's a very lucrative position to enter in out there. And you, again, just like the help desk or the tech support career paths, a tech sales path can take you to enormous opportunities in your future, including, director, VP of sales. There's lots of opportunities to expand into if you're really good at that, at selling and understanding the technology at the same time. This is our tech skills bootcamp. And again, this is for people who are coming in who feel like they don't have the confidence to take the immersive program and they need to get their skills up a little bit. It's a 3-week program designed to help support people with that entry level into our boot camps.
Thanks for joining our workshop. We hope this was informative. If you have any questions, please feel free to visit our website at nebulaacademy.com or email us at succeed@nebulaacademy.com.